What's up, Trojan fans? What's up, Los Angeles? Welcome to the USC LAFB YouTube channel. Breaking news. We are going to be joined on the network by one of the best in the business. USC faithful know him well. Mr. Tim Prangley does a call-in show, and he's going to be bringing that talent over here to LAFB, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have him join us. He's been on the show before. I've gotten to know Tim really well, kind of through the USC beat, and he's just an awesome dude, and excited to get to see him more and get to our fans interact with him more. So couldn't be more thrilled, but wanted to just come in and kind of introduce and have a little fun for a little bit. But we'll get to Madman obviously too. But Tim, first of all, how you doing? And welcome officially. You kind of been on the network, but officially welcome the network.
I've been like gravy train the network. I've been saying I'm going to join LAFB for since October, I think. Was that Ryan? We've been talking since October. But things haven't been the cards, but really excited. I've been a big fan from a distance. I've watched all your guys' shows with Coach and stuff. So I know all about the network. Really excited about what you guys are doing here and looking forward to it. I mean, really, it's going to be the same show. We're just, kind of porting it over here and looking forward to working with you and having some of my epic debates with Jamal. I have people in my DMs. We did one show with Jamal. He's like, to talk about how we had that conversation. So really excited and appreciate the opportunity.
No, it's going to be great. Appreciate you. So before I ask you anything else, but Madman, how you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. How you doing? How's
Dude, it's been great to be back. Tim, I think you and I both little bit of an off season the last month and a half here with all kinds of things. I've enjoyed being a dad the last month and a half or so with my newborn. So it's been that's been really the joy so far at the beginning of 2025. So excited, Tim, to have you. And I feel like Ryan and I, a little bit of Chad Bowden, of the LAFB network in terms of reining you in. So we closed some deals there, and now we got Tim. On the LAFB network. We're very excited about it. Tim, you, me, and Ryan. I mean, it's going to be you, me, and Dyrud. It's going to be a fun ride here in 2025. Ryan will be the voice of reason between you and me, and it's going to be a ton of fun in 2025. So excited about this, my friend, and thanks so much for accepting, and thanks so much for officially being part of the LAFB family, but you've been a part of the family for a while now.
It's going to be a great year. We all know it. The appearance that the national media, like some of them are just being obtuse. Let's face it. They know. They're long enough in the tooth to know what's coming. And I don't think some of them want to know what's coming. And just the way that people talk about, Lincoln Riley, that last 2 years, I just don't think that they know. I don't think any fan should, get the cart out in front of the horse at this point. But I do think that everything is pointing in the right direction. It's great they're number one, but I made fun of my friends at Notre Dame when they were excited about having the number one class in March. So I'm certainly not going to start banging a drum, but it just looks like something's different. I mean, anybody that's known USC for the past, if you've known SC for the past 30 or so years, you know what USC can do. And if you've watched USC for the last 15 years, you've just been sitting here watching USC self-sanction itself through one mismanagement after another. And it just seems like slowly but surely and painfully for the fans, USC is finally catching up with how college football is being run now. And I think you're seeing it with not just the people that are committing, but you see the people that are visiting, the people, the buzz at these camps that you go to now. You hear people talking about USC. And I think that USC's, and the coaching staff's going to have to put a winning product on the field. It's going to be a hell of a schedule they got to deal with. But if USC can continue to show proof of concept and improvement, I'm really excited about this year.
Tim,
yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Jamal. What describe class today? Because you're using obtuse. You got proof of concept. I mean, this is a very robust analysis. I love it. Tim, I think you said it best, and Rise didn't mean to cut you off. I think it's a really interesting time to be a part of the Trojan family because I think we can all feel the significant momentum going into 2025. But Tim, I think you said it best, not to sort of pull on a political analogy by any stretch of the imagination, but, you see sort of politics today where one thing is being talked about in the media, but there's other things that are sort of happening that people aren't paying attention to that sort of have a big impact. And in that way, this is a big moment for USC football, because so much of the conversation right now is on the 2026 class, but there is still a 2025 season to be played. And I think that is going to be the critical element in terms of success in 2025, is going to be that critical linchpin to be able to retain these guys for the big 2026 class that's coming. So you got to win on the field this year for that domino effect to really start. A lot of conversation the last 30, 60 days about who's coming next year, but there's a season to be played this year. And I think that dynamic and that interplay is going to be really fun as we uncover it in the months to come before the season starts.
Yeah, and it's perfect timing kind of starting this, because you got the spring portals opening up and just, very, very quickly. So, there could be some more movement there and more additions to, like what you're saying, Jamal, to assist with this season. I mean, these guys, this 26 class, the hype is real. I mean, it definitely feels different, like you're saying, Tim, absolutely, but they're not going to play this year. So they got to win this year. And, especially for this coaching staff and Lincoln Riley have to show and do that. So it's perfect time that we'll have, this platform to do that. And as the spring portal opens and get some callers in this, which I know you do such a good job with, Tim. So for just real quick, for our listeners maybe don't know, what I love about the USC, community is I feel like there's so much crossover with all the content creators. Like, we know you well, we know our good buddy Trojan Blade well, USCJ, as you already alluded to, we know him really well. So a lot of the creators, we know each other. And so a lot of, I think, the audiences kind of gravitate all over, which is great, but there's probably some that don't. So for those that maybe have never seen what you've done before, maybe just, give the audience kind of what you really envision and want to do and want to accomplish.
Yeah. I used to do it a lot in the beginning. I had this little intro. I'd say that, we won't be the last, but we're definitely the first to give you guys a voice. And that's what I'm really proud of in this space, is I was the first person to say, hey, look, there's a lot of people that Ryan, there's a lot of people on the beat and they're on YouTube, stuff like that. There's a lot of people that cover the media cover it. There's a lot of great people that don't cover it, the media, like you're talking about Gabe, who just, I can't, as soon as I'm in the middle of work, I'm looking for a moment I can skip out and watch his video. So there's a lot of great products out there, but the one thing we didn't have is really letting the fans speak. And so I started that back about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And then it took me forever, but I pieced it together so people would call in, because I was noticing that a lot of people were watching the show on the TV and they weren't on a computer. So they can't jump on live. They don't have a camera or whatever, or people that, maybe you're a little bit older and they don't really want to, they don't trust computers enough. So I got a phone line, and I've had fun with that, because I'm a little bit older. I love the old days of the call-in shows. Like, if I could do it, if I could replicate it, I really will rip it straight off. I've been dying to do like a Jim Rome, swing in the jungle, have a take and don't suck. Just come on in with your own stuff and then briefly talk about it. But really, my goal has always been to make the viewer the star, because you guys see enough of us all the time, right? It's just that show was really cool because it allowed other people. And there are characters out there, Jamal. There are characters out there, Ryan. And I met them. And there are some of the most amazing phone callers out there that have their own distinct personalities. So I'm looking forward to firing it up again over here. I love the LAFB because it's really it's got a West Coast flavor. Let's face it. It's an LA channel. And I've noticed about your fan base is that you have a lot of rabid SC fans, so that I have not interacted with. So I can't wait. I can't wait for the phone calls. I love it. Some of the calls love me. Some of the calls come at me, but you know what? We have fun either way. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Tim, we're so thrilled to have you on. This is going to be so much fun. And, you really are an innovator in this space. And so, between the fans, between us, there's never going to be a dull moment here with USC football, and we can't wait. And Ryan, the one thing I want to share is also, I'd be remiss if we didn't bring up Coach Rowe. And I know you've mentioned him a bunch the last few weeks, last few months. We're so excited for his new chapter. Spring ball begins in high school for Coach, who's now the head coach. He's embarking on a new journey for himself. And so he'll definitely come on and stop by and visit over the course of the year and in the fall. But this is sort of a natural evolution for the network and USC content, and rooting Coach on as always a member of the family.
Yeah, Jordan High School, baby. Jordan Panthers.
We're gonna have to cover the season. We're gonna have to. There's got to be a part of every show we dedicate to that season.
Well, he
hasn't posted on social media in like 3 years, and now since he got that job, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, like his Instagram is like it's a daily thing with him now of like his pep talks and everything that's going on. It's awesome to see.
That's great. I'm never on Instagram. That's great. But what he wants to do, and I got to figure out like logistics, how this is possible, but he wants to stream all of the Jordan games on our channel to give exposure to the kids and the families. And then it makes us kind of the one network that can stream, a high school game and then, that can obviously expand into more high schools, which I think is a huge opportunity. So that's what he wants to do. We're going to figure out how we can, the bandwidth and Wi-Fi and how that actually looks. But it'd be a lot of fun, if we can just get more of that high school access. I know, Tim, we've talked about it. Jamal, we've talked about it, having more high school access. And obviously now that we're a lot more kind of in the recruiting game, especially in the off season, having direct access to the high school and one actual coach is a lot of fun. So I think that would be cool.
As long as, I was getting excited, but speaking of Ely, he's and Tron Baker, these guys were local. Now they're gonna be going all the way out up to the valley. So I'll be closer over towards you. But I'm excited about watching. I'm a diehard Trinity fan. You guys know I'm a Bosco alum. So I'm a big high school. But I want to know: are we able to coach? Are we gonna mic up coach during the game? Like, are we gonna be able to do that? That would be the twist. We got to mic coach up so that we get that inside information as we're going.
Like the XFL, they had all their coaches and players like on hot mics and stuff, and you could talk to them during the game.
Why not?
Or just the standard ESPN Sunday night baseball game,
Yeah.
We'll be PG. I'm not sure. I don't know. Mike, I'll tell you what, I don't know. If my coaches back in the day should have had microphones for them, it would have probably been canceled. So we'll see.
I think that's just a universal football coach thing. So I don't think you're alone, but well, great. We just wanted to kind of quickly tease this. The show is going to be, for starting off, we're going to do every Wednesday, 6 p.m. live on the USC LAFB YouTube channel, live on LAFB Network X, and live on LAFB Network Facebook. So you can catch it at all three of those locations. And obviously we'll provide the number and whatnot for call in, and we're just gonna have a lot of fun. And it'll be typically probably Madman and Tim running the show, and I'll pop in here and there and probably join weekly for a few minutes here and there. But Tim and Madman are going to run this thing, which is going to be so awesome to see and a lot of fun. And yeah, anything else you guys want to add before we just get out of here? Real quick one.
No, I'm good. Again, I've had so many people asking me. Thank you for all the support. People ask me when I'm gonna go back on YouTube. Well, here's the answer. I'll be on Wednesdays over here, so come and check us out.
It's going to be a ton of fun with my buddy Tim. Tim, people seem to like when you and I debate a bit, so it's going to be a fun year, and can't wait to do it with you, my friend. Can't wait.
It's going to be fun. Makes a great show.
Yeah. Fired up. Well, hey, appreciate both of you. Good seeing you guys. Thank you all for the support over here at LAFB, and we can't wait to keep this thing rolling and keep building this thing out. So thanks, everyone. We'll obviously have more content throughout the week, and we will be live Wednesday, 6 p.m. for Tim Prangley's debut call-in show. We'll see you guys all then.